Again, welcome to the Monday night team call. Glad you guys are here. We will just jump right in. I am so excited. You guys are doing such a great job. It's January. So, of course, we've had a lot of reason to talk to people because everybody's ready to make changes in January. And so far, you guys as a team have put in almost 170 customers this month. So we've only gone over 200 twice last year, and it was in March and April of last year. And then somehow we I don't know, life happens. But it would be super awesome to start off the year. So let's see if in the next 9 days, right? We can get over 200 again. So that's all of us, everybody, even people not on this call, people who may listen to the recording later. If everybody put in one customer, we'd hit it. Actually, if everybody put in one customer, we'd be well over it. But just fun, super fun. So think about who you want to shred with you in February. And before we talk about the shred anymore, though, I want to make a couple of announcements. I thought we were going to welcome somebody new on the call, but I don't see her. Anyway, I wanted to congratulate Nicole Boyle for her Healthy Living Plan bonus. Is Christina on? I don't see her, but she'll listen to it in the recording. She sponsored Nicole, or Nicole's part of her team. Melissa Schmidt requalified her business already for the month of January. So this is only the second time. She had qualified it a number of months ago and then has been building toward getting back to qualifying her business. So I want to congratulate Melissa Schmidt. Way to go. And we have a first-time qualifier, Jordan May. And she got qualified because of Nicole Boyle's activity. So that was super exciting to see that we have a first-time qualifier. So I'm going to turn it over for just a couple of minutes to Kristen and Lindsay to talk a little bit about the shred. Do I see Lindsay on here somewhere?
I don't see Lindsay on yet. Is she on? No?
No.
Not on a phone? Okay.
Nope.
It's okay. I can totally do it. Well, I just wanted to talk about the shred for a minute and just like my hair has been blown back this month with this shred. Have you guys noticed like there's just been an insane amount of activity in the page, so many new shredders. Oh, there's Lindsay. Okay. It's just, I don't think that any of us anticipated this. I don't know why. We probably should have, because I kept seeing we were adding new people, and even my own team had added a bunch of people and taken a bunch of orders to get people in there. So I think if this is a sign of what things are going to be like next January, we know what to expect. So I basically I think at the first couple of days of the shred, I think because we weren't mentally as prepared for it, Lindsay and I were like, oh my God, we need some help. So we had reached out to Heidi to just say, can you help us get the team on board and just help us really rally to get the whole bigger part of Team Fusion on board to help post some things or check in on the page and tag your customers and your friends. And you guys really stepped up and did that. So it's been, because the first few days, I think we felt like we were getting a little overwhelmed and it was like, oh boy, can we keep up with this? We wanted to make sure we were doing the best job for everybody. But I'm just so excited that you guys are as active and engaged in there as you have been the last few days, because it's really been awesome. And that takes a lot off of Lindsay and I when we know we can kind of take our eyeballs off of the shred support page for a half a day and not worry that people are kind of dangling in there with questions. So thank you for doing that. And thank you, Heidi, for really rallying everybody to get on board. And what I think we just wanted to reaffirm that, like, we would love to see every shred of the year be the way that this shred looks right now with everybody's activity. One thing that I do when we have, like, I have all the shreds for the whole year marked in my calendar already. So it's already blocked out. And during those 10 days in the shred, I also go through in my calendar and I set like an alert reminder so that it makes noise to make sure that I'm remembering to do my daily text message to my shredders. So I was kind of thinking that when you guys do that, if you do that, that it could also remind you to check in on the shred page just once a day. Check to see what your customer's activity is. And because we all have people in there, even if it's 1 or 2 people. So when they see you posting, they're more prone to be drawn to the page because they'll get an alert in their inbox from you. So some things that we just wanted to see you guys posting. If you're not sure what to post, I think if we just keep remembering that if we make our post in the most simplistic form, that's just the easiest for all of us to do. Lindsay and I are happy to keep using Post My Party and keep putting like the educational components in there so that people are really understanding what the shred is and the best way to navigate through, and like, day 2, 3, where they're starting to feel detoxy and all that stuff. So easy things like just, a picture of your gym shoes at the gym, or your water bottle, or your snack on the go, apple and nuts and things like that. Just thinking about it really in its most simplistic form. And pictures of food when it's, whole, clean, real food. But if you, just to help us out, it's best to avoid pictures of foods with a label, like anything with a label, anything in a bottle or a package. Even though it may be shred approved, it just causes a little more work for Lindsay and I, because it starts a series of questions. So if we can just avoid those so we can keep the amount of work down for us, that would be awesome. And if you have questions about that stuff, you guys can certainly message Lindsay or I, or, your customers can too. So, and I think Lindsay had wanted to talk about a request that we have for a Zoom call. So I'm going to let Lindsay go ahead and chime in here.
Yeah, sorry I was late. I was actually on with a Juice Plus client with an order question. I talked with Kristen and Heidi about getting some shred education together for the shred leaders. So we wanted to try and put a Zoom call together. We'll get the word out about when that will be. And we're going to record it. So if people can't hop on it, then you can check that out after. But we just all want to be on the same page. So we're kind of continuing the flow of everything. And I wanted to echo what Kristen said. You guys have stepped it up tremendously over the last 5 days, and that's helped us a lot. So, we want to make this as duplicatable as we can for teams to come. So we don't want all of the comments coming from 2 people. We want to make sure that we're all on the same page and really working to make our shreds the best. I get so many people asking if they can join our shred page when they hear how awesome it is. And I'm like, no, sorry, you can't join our shred page because it's just for our team and our downline and upline. But we want to keep it that way and not have too much effort coming from any one line right now in terms of everyone pitching in. And thanks so much for everyone's comments this weekend too. They were awesome. It's so fun to see everyone, jumping in. So we'll keep you posted about what that Zoom call will look like and when it will be.
Thank you, Lindsay. Thank you, Kristen. And I just want to reiterate what they're saying in case you don't know how Facebook works. It's great if you're taking shred orders and you're putting people in that page, but if you're not making comments, which many of you have been doing for this past week because we're in a shred right now, they're not seeing the posts on the page unless they're personal friends with Lindsay and Kristen. If you're not making comments, you don't have to post. You don't have to create posts unless you want to post your water bottle or your gym shoes or like what Kristen's talking about, which please, if you're going to post, do keep it simple. You don't need to do anything fancy. Some of you have put up some really good posts. Just comment, make some conversation underneath, or, oh, that looks good. That's a great idea. If you see somebody's asking a question and you know the answer, if it's something simple, please feel free to go ahead and do that, because your friends that you've put in that page are going to see that activity, not just the posts in the page. So I just want to make sure you guys all understand that. You do need to be commenting. So you should be checking the page at least once a day during a shred. If you have any active shredders, and even if you don't you want us commenting on your shredders if you don't see it? And, so we're a team and we want to help each other out. So let's make sure that we're all boosting each other's comments, whether it's inside the shred page or we're posting on our personal pages, because we know the more comments that are under the post, the more of our friends that see a post, even on our personal pages. So, and I think Cynthia had posted something about that in our team page, as a matter of fact, this week. So if you didn't see that. Okay, next. hot hands list. Hopefully you guys saw what Tim posted about our hot hands list and having our 10 people. Who saw that? And what did you guys think of that as a reminder? Yeah, it was awesome, wasn't it? So on Sundays, Tim's going to be reminding us to do our hot hands list and to try to grab our 10 people off of our memory jogger or our list or whatever it is, and making sure we have our 10 people that we're going to reach out to that week, whether it's just a follow-up, a conversation that's currently going on, or maybe it's somebody different, somebody new we're going to pull off there that we haven't really tried to connect with. So I love that Tim did that. Thank you, Tim. I think you're on here. Yes. Thank you so much for that. That was awesome. I want to just real quickly show you guys, in case you didn't notice, the event center on your Juice Plus virtual office. For a while it was being really funky, and here's my Hootsuite. That's not what was supposed to come up. Let's see, where are we? Here. So in your virtual office, it should look like this. If you click on events right here across the top, your event center looks like this now. Okay, this has been completely integrated into juiceplusevents.com, and you can go into searching events. You can not put anything in the parameters, no state, and just hit search, and it's just going to give you everything that's listed. And there are pages, so much similar to what we had before. You can go in, let's put in Phillips, just for fun, and search it, and you'll see everywhere David's speaking that has already been listed on the virtual office. You can do that for any speaker or any state. I just wanted to make sure you guys knew this. The other thing that you can do, let's say, okay, I know we're going, because I'm going with David. He's speaking at the Boca Raton Library this Thursday night in Florida. I'm going with him because it's our anniversary the next day. You can star this event, and then, let's see if I can take this out. How do I get back? How do I get back? I'm trying to go back to the main. I don't know how to do this, so I'm going to go back to the main page. I don't know how to navigate this in and out. So then when you go back in, you can go to My Events, and anything you've starred will show up. So you know how you used to have to remember things and write them down or put them in your calendar, and then you didn't have a way. So I think that's awesome that you can actually star these events, and then you can go in there, and if you know somebody in that area, you can remember to invite to them. So do that. I did this. I actually know somebody in New York City. I happen to see that there's going to be a talk. Sorry for this noise. Turn my speaker off. Is going to be speaking tomorrow night. I reached out to this woman who I don't know personally. She was a lead years ago, and I've just kind of stayed loosely connected with her through texting once in a while. I wished her Happy New Year. I sent a message to her today and said, hey, I know you were going to try to get on one of these Freedom Revolution calls, which I had been trying to get her on. She goes to bed at 9 and gets up at 4. She's a very successful woman in New York City. She has her own yogurt company, but she's really into health and fitness. She's a personal trainer. She hires personal trainers. And I'm thinking she needs to know about what we do. And she's very interested in gut health. I found out Stacy Joy is going to be there. I just sent her the flyer. So now I have to go in and register, and she's going to go hopefully with her daughter as a guest tomorrow night. So you never know. You know, the bottom line is if you don't ask, the answer is always no. So I just want to encourage you guys with the event center. Okay, let's stop the share. Any questions about that at all? No? Okay.
I have a question, Heidi.
Yeah.
When you invite somebody to an event in a different state, you do have to register so that they can go as your guests?
It's a courtesy because they have to pay for the space. So yes, as a courtesy, I will go in and pay, even though I'm not going to be attending the event. Okay. And I'm taking the risk that she's not going to show up, and I've just sent $15 to the Museum of New York, you know, to the basically Ellie Shepley's team who's organizing the event in New York City. But yes, I'm willing to do that. It's a risk I'm going to take. If you know somebody that's going, or you know a rep in that area, you can have them sign in as that person's guest. But how awkward is that to ask the person you're inviting, can you sign in as somebody else's guest? So if you want them to sign in as your guest, you need to, yes, you do. And I thought about contacting the event person and saying, hey, I'm not sure if she's going to show up. If she does, I'll pay. And then I thought, well, that's ridiculous because I don't want people contacting me here in Arizona and doing the same thing at our events. So I'm just going to pay the money. And it's a business expense. Anybody else? Okay. Let's see. Hopefully you guys saw that I went ahead. I'm trying to do this after speaking with Tim and Cynthia a good deal about me just talking about events that are coming up on these calls can be very, you tune out kind of because it's a lot of talking and you can't really process it. So I'm trying to post every week what's coming up either that week or in the future or what's currently going on, like in the case of Healthy Living Revolution. That Gut Talk by Stacy Joy is running all month. So I reposted that flyer because just as a reminder, it's still going on. I don't know who's coming up in February yet. Who's playing the 90-day game plan? How many of you have utilized that? Has anybody gotten their 5 no's yet for today? I haven't, but I'm working on it. One of my no's, my no's I was trying to get was inviting this woman in New York City. I thought she's not going to go. It's tomorrow night. And she said, I think I can make that work. So when you're going for your no's, you're going to have some yeses. So that is a really good way to look at it because it isn't about you, right? We have to remember that. So be brave, be courageous. Let's see. I would like to take just a couple of minutes and feature Gina Gould. She's up here. I'll just real quickly feature her in the spotlight. I won't keep you there, Gina. Some of you don't know Gina. Here, I'll cancel it.
Thank you.
I don't want to make you feel uncomfortable. Whoops, it's not going back. Oh, it's because you're not muted. If you mute yourself, it'll go back to here. I'll do it. There we go. So some of you don't know Gina. She actually came to conference when I think that's the last conference she came to was when I made National Marketing Director. And she was there for me. So I just need to share with you what a dear friend Gina is. And she is still, you may have people on your team that don't have any interest in getting to National Marketing Director or Senior Sales Coordinator or anything like that. Gina's a sales coordinator, a qualified sales coordinator on our team. And she qualifies her business to support me because she supports us. She supports the Warner's 100 Club. And she's in it for that. And I so appreciate that. Gina, I met Gina when she was pregnant with her first child. She has 2 daughters and a son. She was very pregnant with her first child. We were at a Christmas party and she was dancing at 9 months pregnant. And I thought, I have to know this woman. She's so fun. And I had just had a baby and she was pregnant with her first. And we became friends. So I signed up with the company in August of '96, the year of the Olympics in Atlanta. And Gina was my first rep in January. January 3rd, she celebrated 21 years with Juice Plus. So I didn't move fast. I don't want you guys to think that I was like a rocket out of many of you know that I really dabbled in this. It was a hobby for me for many years, but I loved Juice Plus. So I shared it with everybody I loved, but I wasn't intentional about building a team. And Gina decided her kids needed to be on this. And she knew some moms that she was going to want to share this with as well, because she also noticed health benefits for her kids. Now, I'll just share with you, she has been a great mom. She has some remarkable, adults now, her adult children. One of them is a nurse, her oldest, who she was pregnant with when I met her. Her second child, Mackenzie, who you guys have seen maybe on the team page. She is a rep, but she's studying for her real estate license right now. Is delightful. And her son, who's finishing college now, has already been to China once and will be going back again because of his devotion to the Lord and that he wants to share the gospel with people who don't know anything about it or who are afraid to ask. Don't make me cry, Gina. I can't look at you. So anyway, I just wanted you to know Gina a little bit and how much a part of my life she is, even though you don't see her on this call regularly, and how much she has been in the background for me. And that when I decided I was going to do that crazy first Ironman, she surprised me. She showed up at my condo in Florida, and that's the picture she took. I was genuinely surprised. She created this whole booklet for me after I finished my Ironman and presented me with it. She showed up with her whole family, and our kids played together. So I just wanted you to know a little bit about Gina. And I thought she deserved a little recognition on our call because we are trying to feature, even though you don't see her posting on our team page, she is very much a part of this team and a part of my heart. And she was a part of my very beginning. So thank you, Gina, for jumping on tonight and letting me embarrass you. I love you. Okay. Now, ooh, okay.
Hey, she's crying more than you are. Look, I know Gina really well. Okay, Gina, try out.
Anyway, so I hope you'll join us again sometimes on these Monday night calls, Gina. That was so good of you to get on, because she was really not sure about doing this, guys. So show her some love. Now what I want to do is, I was going to talk about social media that we learned in the Phoenix Regional from Courtney Skvarla. I think I said that right. But I decided I can post that. I can post my notes from the social media and all the images that I took in our team page. And I will do that right after this call, because I thought it would be more important for those of you that aren't paying attention to the 90-day game plan. And even if you've seen Katherine Lee's 6-minute video that she did yesterday, the way she got courageous and the way she spoke, and those of you who don't know Katherine Lee's background, she is probably 1,000 clubber, but she has such a big heart for people. She left California, where she lived on the beach, and moved to Texas and created a whole compound for women who have been rescued from sex trafficking. And she brings people in, people volunteer. She has a whole organization around this. That is her heart. And she's just an incredible person. And for those of you that have not seen the video, even if you've seen it, repetition is how you learn. I think it's a good thing. So I'm going to quickly do a screen share and play that, because she's talking about captivating, not convincing, and how we captivate. So let's just watch the 6-minute video here real quick. If I can do this, it's going to challenge my technology skills. Here we go.
Hey, 90-Day Gamers, it's Katherine Lee here, and I'm so thrilled to have the opportunity to share one of our videos this week. Okay, so here's the topic today. Don't try to convince someone to do our business. Captivate them instead. And what I mean by that is, we are not in a posture of desperation. We are in a posture of invitation. We get to invite people into this incredible option of opportunities that we have, options for help, options for finances. And so this is what I want to share with you. We can captivate in 3 different ways. One would be to captivate by our passion. Hey, Michelle, so good to see you, and Kristen. So we can captivate with our passion. And what that means is that we get the opportunity to be passionate about what we do. And all of us have that great opportunity to be passionate even when we're afraid. So let me tell you a quick story. When I first started the business, we didn't have, all of our lectures and research. We just had the list of fruits and vegetables in Juice Plus. So I went and got a book on juicing, and I wrote down every fruit and vegetable in Juice Plus and the benefits of those fruits and vegetables in our bodies. And I rented a room and I invited people, and I was so scared. I was literally shaking so hard that my piece of paper was rattling. I was reading the notes. And so I was shaking, and somebody walked up to me and said, if you put the piece of paper down, we could probably hear you better. And so I spent the entire rest of the talk looking down like this, reading my notes. Everybody looked right at the top of my head. And I have to tell you, when that was done, everyone that was there ordered. Why did they order? Well, you could say they felt sorry for me, but the words that I heard was, I saw how passionate you were. They saw my passion was greater than my fear. So it's okay to be afraid, but go out and do it anyway. So the second way we captivate, so the first way is passion. The second way is we captivate by questions. We care more about them than we do ourselves. We care more about them than we do the sale. We get to say, tell me more about that. Tell me what you're up to in life. Tell me what you'd like to be up to in life. We get to ask questions and listen. You know, we've all heard we have 2 ears and 1 mouth. Use them in that ratio, meaning listen twice as much as you talk. But when we listen, we hear people's needs and desires, and they feel valued. Oh, it's so fun that people are actually on live this morning, eh, everybody? So here we are, asking questions, saying, tell me more about that. In fact, one of my dear friends, her name is Lois, I got to meet her after a Juice Plus conference. She happened to be in the city where the Juice Plus conference was, and I had heard about her. She was a missionary in New Guinea. She was the sister-in-law of my friend, and so I said, gosh, do you think I could meet them? And I wasn't going to recruit them. I was going because I wanted to hear the stories of their life. So I kept asking her about their life. And she would ask me, and I thought she was just being polite about my life. Because see, that's what happens when you care about other people. They mirror and reciprocate and care back about you. And so finally she said, can I know more about your business? And she is the person who brought us the gift of Dawn Rathman. She brought us the gift of herself and her entire team. But many of you have been gifted by Dawn Rathman, who just did the Founders Award. Captivate by your questions. So we captivate by our questions, we captivate by our passion. And then the final one is captivate with curiosity. Don't tell everybody everything. You don't have to just say everything all at once. So final story, I was in the grocery store one day, and it was a Sunday just like today. And I thought, okay, I'm going to the grocery store. I'll be right home. Well, there was my aerobics instructor in the grocery store, and I was intimidated. I'll be honest. I was intimidated by her because, you know, I'm the curvy girl. She's the expert. And so there we were in the produce section of all places. And she says, do you think there's any nutrition in this stuff by the time we get it? And I just paused and I said, oh, I know. That's why I do what I do. That created curiosity. And she said, of course, what do you do? And I said, I am a rep for a company that found a way to put the nutrition of fruits and vegetables in a capsule. It's called Juice Plus, if you heard of it. And she said, no, tell me more. And we stood and talked for an hour. And I happened to, and this is important, have prepared. That week there was an event. I knew about the event. I had bought a ticket to the event. I had no idea who was going to sit in that seat for the event, but guess who did? Deanna Christopherson. And if you have ever been blessed by her trainings or one of her many incredible NMDs, or Dr. Sears, who's one of those NMDs, you know that conversation, by creating curiosity and just pausing to say, oh, I know, that's why I do what I do. So anytime somebody shares a need or a desire in their life, if they're sick, oh my gosh, the flu season right now, to be able to say, oh, I know, that's why I do what I do. Create curiosity. So have a great time, you guys, this week. This 90-day game is so much fun. And my hope is that you'll go out there and have the adventure of captivating people. We don't have to be stressed about convincing. We just get to go out and captivate. So go on an adventure of discovery and have a great week, you guys. Bye, everybody. It's so fun. Alita, Sarah.
What a great way to end that call, huh? So are we going to go out and have a great week and captivate? Would love to hear from any of you that are working your list, your hot hands list, or any comments you have for today. Feel free. That's all I have for you guys. Anybody else? Nope. All right, you guys. Have a great week. Yes.
Nicole is on now. She's been on for a while.
Oh, okay. Well, we just want to welcome Nicole. Do you want to welcome her?
Sure. So Nicole's on our team, Kelly and my team, and she has been a rep, but was concentrating on the product and loves the product. She's seen a lot of benefit from it, and she's very passionate about health and to a level much further than I am. But you know, as far as how things work when you digest something, you know, what properties are being digested, what's the overall outcome. So she's very passionate about it and decided that she wanted to go ahead and work the business. So just like to welcome her to the business.
Well, welcome, Nicole. We can't see you because you don't have your video on, but I've seen you before. So
Well,
that's because you're in my pocket. And so I just took you out of my pocket. So the video would have been inside my pocket the whole time.
Oh, well, you still have your video turned off. You have your video off. You have to actually, if you're on your phone, you actually have to open it for us to see.
I know, I actually disabled it on purpose because you were in my pocket.
Ah, okay. Totally cool. Well, welcome. We're glad to have you on the call. And I think you just signed up today. So good for you for getting on our team call right away. So everyone is welcoming you. There's 20 or 21 of us on here right now, and we welcome you in. And we look forward to seeing you more and seeing you at conference.
Thanks. I'm looking forward to conference, actually.
Awesome. Well, great, you guys. Have a great week. Have a good evening. And thanks for being here tonight. Love you all. Thank you, Gina.
Thanks, Gina. Good to see you, dear.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thanks, Gina. It's good to see you.